Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, people. How you guys doing? Hope you had a great Sunday today. All right. Hope you had a great Sunday today, everyone. I'm just finalizing my setup so I can kick this off. So, one more time, let me just check. Thank you so much. All right, let's roll. Built value. We're still talking about built value. This was a series we started a couple of days ago, and this is the final message. So this is built value, the final episode, the grand finale. And the title of this is Why Your Life Has Been Asking You to Become and Not Perform, or why becoming matters more. All right, why becoming matters more? Any of them. There's a reason this series was called Built Value. There's a reason for that. As I was thinking about this stuff, there's a reason this series was called Built Value. Please, if you join us, just let us know where you're joining from. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining. And if you want to watch later, please let us know where you're watching from. This was not called claimed value. It wasn't called announced value or demanded value. It was called built value. It is so called because most people don't struggle with a lack of ability. No, they struggle with a lack of alignment. So it is not a lack of ability that is the problem, it's a lack of alignment. They work hard, that's for sure. They work hard. They grow quietly. Hello, Joss. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. They grow quietly. They improve internally. Yet somehow, life still treats them the same. And that disconnect hurts. Not loudly, but deeply. That disconnect hurts, not loudly, it hurts deeply. So this series was never about motivation. No. This series, Built Value, was all about clarity. Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Now, where did all this started? At the beginning of this journey, at the beginning of this series, I shared a simple moment. I was standing in the garage watching two cars being unloaded, a Lamborghini and a Rolls Royce. Both could drive, both could get you from one place to another. Yet, their price was their price far beyond function. All right. Hello, thank you for joining. Their price far beyond function. Now, why the question that started hitting me? Why are some things and some people treated as rare, treated as valuable, and respected, while others are treated as replaceable? That was what started this series. Why are some people treated as valuable, respected, rare, and others are treated as people that you can do away with, replaceable at any time? That question became the foundation of everything that followed. So we've done 5 episodes, and this is the final one, this is the 6th, which is the final one. What we actually learned in this episode number 1 showed us this: value is perceived before it is rewarded. Value is perceived before it's rewarded. People don't price intention, they price patterns. We said that in episode 1, that people don't price intention, they price patterns. People respond to how you show up repeatedly. They respond to what you tolerate. They respond to how you carry yourself under pressure. All right, value is perceived before value is rewarded. Not people don't respond to how hard you're trying, but they respond to how consistently you are. So consistency was a big topic in episode number 1. But that episode wasn't meant to create pressure. No, it wasn't meant to create pressure at all. It was meant to explain why effort alone hasn't always changed outcomes. So in episode number 1, we dwelt on why effort alone hasn't always changed outcomes. If you keep on struggling, you keep on doing things with your strength, that alone doesn't change outcomes. Then we moved on to episode 2. It answered a quiet pain. Why do people get taken for granted? Episode 2 answered this question. Why do people get taken for granted? And we said in that episode, kindness is not a flaw. And it's not because you get taken for granted, not because kindness is a flaw, but because unlimited access changes behavior. Everybody getting access to you makes people take you for granted. Hello, thanks for joining. I see all of you that comes in. Thank you so much for joining. Now, when you're always available, people stop being intentional around you and with you. We did say that when you're always available, people stop being intentional with you. When you say yes too often, effort becomes assumed. They just assume that you're going to be there, you're going to do it because you say yes too often. When boundaries don't exist, nothing feels rare. We said all that in episode number 2, and it actually became clear from that. Then episode number 3 grounded everything. We said talent impresses, but consistency builds trust. Talent impresses, but consistency builds trust, and trust is where opportunity lies. People don't rely on potential, they rely on patterns. We've said that time and time and again. Consistency isn't exciting. It is repetitive, it is quiet. But repetition turns effort into identity. And identity is what people trust. People don't trust talent. Your talent could be there and everybody is shouting, oh, he can do this, he's so talented. But what people are looking for is consistency. Hello, just Fertless, I see you. Hi. Is consistency. How consistent are you? How if Matt is in the picture, how consistent is Matt? That is what people are looking for. Hey, hello, it Angels. Thanks for joining. I see you. That is what people are looking for. All right. Then we went on to episode number 4. Episode number 4 gave permission to acknowledge that some rooms no longer fit. Yeah. Not every environment is designed to recognize growth. We said that on episode number 4. Not every environment is designed to recognize growth. Some rooms only know how to price the version of you they met first. All right. And we did say staying too long in those spaces don't just limit opportunity. It reshapes how you see yourself. It reshapes how you see yourself. This wasn't just it wasn't about abandoning everything. It was honest evaluation. That episode for us was like, honestly, we need to evaluate ourselves. Which room are you finding yourself? What are you doing there? Thank you so much, Just Protest. I see you. Thank you so much. Then episode number 5 addressed the identity gap. That uncomfortable tension when you've changed internally, but people still treat you like the old version. You've changed, but people still see you like the old self. People treat you like the old version. Rebranding was never about announcement, we did say. It's about embodiment, new standards, new pace, less explanation. Here we say you don't have to explain yourself too much. Some people don't adjust. This isn't rejection, it's actually alignment. And episode number 6 tied it all together. Emotional control. Emotional control is not suppression. It is not pretending you don't feel, but learning what doesn't deserve your reaction. If something happens, is it everything you're going to react to? Are you supposed to react to everything? or you're supposed to react to some things, or do you know when to react? All right, that was a big part of the whole discussion, because we did say that those high valued people are very difficult to get to. The reason is that they know when to react and when not to react. We said reactivity gives power away. Think about it. I think I used this example in that session. When you're in the meeting in your place of work, somebody says something against you that you know it is wrong. Instinctively, by like humanity, by default, you want to correct it. You want to you want to talk back. But when you talk back, the whole people stop looking at what happened. They start looking at your reaction. Hey, Travel Guru, I see you. Thanks for joining. They start looking at your reaction. All right. So it's not about the reaction. It's about now the question now, because nobody's talking about what happened. Everybody's talking about how you reacted. All right. How you reacted. So we say reactivity gives power away. Calm keeps power down. Calm keeps it. When you stop responding to everything, your responses begin to carry weight. When you stop responding to everything that happens, you respond. Or when you stop that, your responses begin to carry weight, and weight signals value. So that was episode number 6. If you're feeling overwhelmed right now, let me slow this down a little bit. If this series made you reflective, even unsettled, that's normal. That's okay. Awareness can feel heavy before it feels freeing. But hear this clearly, folks. You were never meant to apply everything at once. No, you were never meant to apply all these stuff at once. Value isn't built through dramatic reinvention. No, it is built through small, consistent alignment. Value is not, it's not a big bang. Oh, I'm mad, I'm going to get this done in one day. No, it doesn't happen that way. It is built through small, consistent alignment. So you take one thing today and do it and do it and do it until it becomes part of you. That's how value is built. One boundary, one habit, one reaction you don't give away, one standard you quietly keep. That's how value is built. Now let's address the question you might be sitting with. This question came to my head while I was thinking about this final episode of this series. Does this mean I've been doing everything wrong? That's the question I thought of. Hey, Matt, are you trying to tell these people that they've been doing everything wrong? And the answer is no. The answer is no. It simply means you've been growing without a framework. You've been growing, but without a framework, without a structure. All right. Most people never reflect this deeply, though. Most people never reflect. They feel, Matt, who gave you the guts to say that? How can you say that? But yes, the fact that you're even processing this means growth is already happening. Okay, the fact that you're processing this means growth is already happening. But there's one thing I need to tell you here. Growth always feels lonely. I think you need to know that growth always feels lonely because familiarity resists change. If you're listening to me quiet enough, you must have hear me say that familiarity resists change. Growth separates before it attracts. Growth will first of all separate, then it will attract. This season isn't loud. No. This is not one of those loud seasons, one of those highly power-driven motivational series. No. This is formative. And loneliness here isn't punishment, it is preparation. It is preparation. Now, somebody might say, Matt, what if people don't change how they treat me? What if people don't change how they treat me? Some will, some won't. Get that clear. Some people will change how they treat you. Some will never change how they treat you. Your responsibility isn't to manage their response. No. Your responsibility isn't to manage their response. It is to stay aligned with who you are becoming. Your responsibility is for you to stay aligned with who you are becoming. Consistency handles what explanation can never explain. I told you before, consistency handles what explanation can't. It's all about consistency, man. There's something I started looking at, the truth that connects all these episodes we had together. You don't build value by demanding more from others. No, you don't build value by demanding more from others. You build value by becoming clearer in your communication, in your lifestyle, in whatever you do. You build value by becoming calmer, not responding instinctively to everything, not reacting because somebody stepped on your toe. No. You build value by becoming more consistent. This is very important. This is one of the biggest one for me. You build value by becoming more consistent. You want to be valuable? You want your value to increase? Be more consistent. Let people know that, oh, Jake will always be this person. Don't react. Don't overreact. When things happen, be the one that will calm down before you give your own response. Don't just respond because you want to respond. Now, I asked this question the last time, and I'm going to ask those of you that are live right now. Have you ever been in that situation where something happens, you responded, and after 2 minutes, your mind tells you, man, you just gave the wrong answer. You should have waited and said A or B. You don't just say A, or you don't just say yes. You should have waited and listened and before you say yes. That is where the calmness comes in. Calmness. If you want value, if you want your value to increase this year, in your workplace, in your school, in your home, in your family, in your church, in your community, anywhere you find yourself, learn to be calmer. Don't respond when something happens. Even if yes, you're correct. Yes, we know that you're right. Don't be the one to respond. I did say I think in episode 6, if you go into a meeting, the person that is talking, that is this talkie, is never the leader. He is never the leader. If by peradventure is occupying a position of leadership, he is not the leader. The leader looks at things critically. He listens to everyone. When he speaks with power. Everybody listens. Everybody listens. All right? So to build more value this year in whatever you do, 1, become clearer. 2, become calmer. 3, become more consistent. By protecting your time, by choosing your reactions, by aligning your environment, by letting your identity catch up with your growth, and eventually, quietly, the world will recalibrate. The world recalibrates. You don't have to do anything. Just do these things. Be calmer. Be very consistent. Be clearer with what you do. Create boundaries. Protect your time. Very importantly, protect your reaction. Don't react to everything. Even if you have to react, let it be a thought-through reaction. Let it be something you've thought about. Like I will always say, take yourself out of the condition, out of the situation, and think. Let it be something you've thought through. Then give your decision based on that. When you do that, your value will increase. And once your value increase, everywhere you go, things just fall into place for you. Now, somebody might say, hey, Matt, in all these things you talked about, I've been watching your video, but I think I feel behind. I feel behind. My friend, you're not alone. You're not alone. I just want to tell you this. You're not late. And you're not broken either. You're also not invisible. You're in a construction phase. You're in a construction phase. If you go to a construction site, initially it is all mess. It's rocks on one side, sand on one side, cement on one side, water on one side. At the end of the day, when all these are put together, you see a clean slab. You're not late. And if you feel behind, if your life is not adding up, things are not working for you, it's all okay. You are human. You've made a mistake, or you've not heard all these things before. Now that you're here, now that you know, you're not broken. Construction is always messy, misunderstood, but it's also very necessary. As we close this series, friends, do this. Don't rush to apply everything. No, don't do that. I've said a lot on these videos, a lot on these live videos. We've had a lot of conversation. People have asked questions. Don't rush to apply everything. It is a lot. Don't pressure yourself to be different tomorrow. Oh, I had so many things. I'm gonna implement them tomorrow. No, you're not gonna do that. You will burn out. And don't confuse awareness with obligation. It's very important. I'll tell you to keep becoming. Keep becoming. Keep working at yourself. One obligation at a time. Choose alignment over applause. Very important. Choose alignment over applause. Choose discipline over reaction. Wherever you find yourself, whatever happens around you. Oh, I love one of the I read a lot of books, and I think I can pick which of the author right now. I don't know if it's Les Brown or if it's I don't know, but one of them said, you can't control birds from flying over your head, but you can control birds from building a nest in your head. Choose discipline over reaction. Naturally, we are all pumped up. We are all fired up. We want to tell somebody you made a mistake. Even I'm also working on that. I'm working on that myself. I'm working on that, becoming more disciplined over reaction. Like no one knows this trick completely. We all work on this day by day, so no one is behind. Choose focus over availability. I've always said that you don't have to be everywhere at every time. People don't have to know that, oh, if I call you, you're going to be there. I'm not asking you to hide. I'm asking you to say, are you supposed to be there? Is that actually for you? What does that place, what does it do for you? And trust that real value, trust value, trust lasting value. If anything that is not valuable, don't get involved in it. Also, I want you to trust that real value is never loud while it is built. When value is built, it's never loud. It is never loud. It is never loud. It's in the building phase. I tell you this, you don't need to prove who you're becoming. No, you don't need to prove who you're becoming. You just need to keep becoming. You just need to keep becoming. Because value, my friend, is not claimed. Value is built. Wow. I want to say thank you for those of you that stick by or that stuck with us all through this while. If you've watched this series, I don't believe in watching things once and just dumping it. Go look at it again. I also watch them myself, and they minister to me every time I watch them. So go watch it again and see what. And if you have any questions, please let us know. You can reach out to Matt. Please let us know. We can always have a conversation around that. Well, we will be starting another series. Tomorrow is Monday. I got a lot on my plate, but let me see how it works out. I already have series and episode lined up for the next one lined up. I already have the script, everything lined up. So we'll be starting another one as soon as possible. It might be tomorrow or whatever it is. I'm going to send a community post on YouTube and to let everyone know that I'm starting a new series. If you've not watched my series, if you've not seen them, if you've not seen any of my videos, and if you've not subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe. There are a lot of videos that we shoot out as much as we can. And please let us know what your thoughts are so that we can all grow together. This is a growth channel. This is a space for people that want to grow. This is not, we don't sell nothing here. This is all growth. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for having this time with me. Thank you for staying by. See you next time. This is Matt Miller signing out. Peace.